Definitely seemed like Paul was coming through.
Huh?
Oh my god, dude.
Every time we say Paul.
Every time you say Paul. Which is kind of weird, that was my grandfather who passed away.
Are you related to Blair?
Grandpa?
Were you close to grandfather?
Fairly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I haven't felt this. Whoa.
After having a paranormal experience inside the Stranger Things Creel house, Steffany and I wanted to know if there were any more haunted locations nearby. As one of the oldest cities in the state of Georgia, Rome has a rich and storied history, but among its many historic landmarks and fascinating tales, there are also a few ghost stories that have endured for generations. One of the most well-known haunted places in Rome is Myrtle Hill Cemetery. Located just a few miles from the Creel house, this sprawling cemetery is the final resting place for many of Rome's earliest settlers, including an accused witch from the 1800s.
Behind me right now, Steffany's setting up to do a very quick investigation at the grave of Martha Russell, who was a very well-known witch here in Rome, Georgia. And I spoke to the local historian here last year, and she told me that Martha was not well liked in the community. She was feared, and as soon as we walked up here, Steffany said that she started getting a headache, and the word vampire came to her immediately before I even told her that she wasn't a liked figure in the community. So I've always wanted to come up here and do some type of investigation, so it's really cool to be here with Steffany, who is going to set up some of her equipment. And we're on a roll because we just did something at the Claremont house and had an immediate, very strong reaction to an object that apparently had some attachment to it. So this is really cool. And we're standing in one of the only tiered cemeteries I've ever seen in person. And I don't know if it's very common in North America because I've never seen it, but this is the Myrtle Hill Cemetery in Rome, Georgia, and we're about to do a quick paranormal investigation at the very well-known witch of Rome.
Let me ground myself. All right, can you give me a yes? All right, big yes. Yes. Okay, she's gonna try to tell me how old she was. Can you try to give me an 80 on the polterscript? Okay, yes.
Share. Danger. Video.
She is video recording you, yes. Ask, okay. Can you give me 80 years on the polterscript? This is the polterscript.
Hard.
Got a
Hard.
yes.
Did she say hard?
Art. Terms. Terms?
Pollution. Burn.
I can't set it. Can you give me an 80 years?
Known.
Sometimes I feel like these words sound similar to what we, you know what I mean? Like, because she didn't say no, but she said known.
Play.
Yeah. Maybe she doesn't want to be judged anymore.
That was kind of cool. I like that.
So you're basically filming with the night vision to hopefully see if you can find a shadow person.
You're just see anything or any orbs or anything. Even though, like, I'm not really much of an orb person, honestly, but it's not my jam. But I mean, we're in the dark, so naturally it is kind of spooky, I feel like. Oh, that's right. He said that, like, okay, so the other thing that one of the persons working here said that this top attic here makes no sense. Like, why is it so high like this? And then, like, the bathrooms here. That's something along the lines of, like, the layout in here. I mean, it could have been the car, is my guess. I don't have, like, I should have gotten my other thing out, but I didn't. Can you turn red again if it's a man?
Whoa.
Count with me. 1, 2, 3.
Can you flash 4? That's weird. Let me get away. I feel like there's a man with us, honestly. Like, that's what I feel. I feel like there's a man.
Can you flash the light if you're a man?
I do feel like there is a man over there, though. I'm picking up that there's.
Finish this?
That was ironically
Yeah.
the clap, and then we heard a thud. That was like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
But it could have been. That's tough to say when there's people here, but. Paul, I'm gonna give you one more chance to flash the K2 meter. Is that you, Paul? There's a Paul here. The guy's name is Paul. Did you see that?
Paul, is that you?
Flash it again. Twice, that's a confirmation, and it came up on the K2 meter. So there was a man named Paul talking to us. Paul, can you flash it again?
Brothers or sisters?
Paul, is that you?
Can you flash it one more time, Paul? Or touch the bear? That was a Paul. We got a Paul. Flash, faint flash. Probably doesn't. Let's flash it again. So Ruby and Paul is who we were talking to. A guy named Paul.
That was weird. It said shadow as soon as the.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I found interesting was the fact that when we first turned on the Polterscript, the shadows came up, the word shadows, and then Ruby answering our questions and like confirming for a while, and then the Paul name, that was interesting too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I definitely felt predominantly 2 spirits, but I feel like there's stuff obviously more, but that's what came tonight though, was we were able to talk to.
Definitely seemed like Paul was coming through.
Huh?
Oh my god, dude.
Every time we say Paul.
Every time you say Paul. Which is kind of weird that my grandfather passed away.
Are you related to Blair?
What the fuck?
Are you related to Blair? Blink again. Blink every time you blink green if you're related to Blair or more, or green to red. Oh, I don't know if we got that now, but
Are you my grandfather? I don't know why the hell he would be here.
yeah, he's just checking in on you.
Grandpa?
Were you close to grandfather?
Fairly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't felt a spirit. Whoa.
That's your grandfather.
You think so?
Yeah.
Randomly in this.
I think
Theater?
well, not theater. It's with you.
Oh, maybe.
Just checking in on you. Like when I used this for my grandpa's tombstone, after we finished decorating it, it started to, well, the REM pod started going off. But I've always felt like you have very masculine energy around you.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. That's what I was asking you the other day about when you told me your story. But anyway, yeah, I felt it. Paul, can you flash the K2 meter? Can you flash it, Paul? Can you please flash it?
Grandpa?
Next week on Frightseeing.
Okay, so we're standing on Tower Hill steps, and Tower Hill is the site of the Guernsey witch trials.
And we're currently sat in St. Martin's graveyard, in the parish of St. Martin's, where the Great Mother resides.